So you've tried everything, you've tried every diet, every exercise program, you feel like you can't lose weight no matter what you do, and for some reason you're holding on to fat. So in this video, I'm going to show you, or I'm going to tell you some specific reasons why you might be holding on to fat on your body, and from a different perspective. So this is not going to be your average health and exercise video, but it's going to definitely make you think. Sit tight. Welcome back to another video. My name is Jen Palco. I help people reinvent their reality. I'm also the author of the 12-step guide for the self-help book Addict. Today we're going to talk about stubborn fat. Stubborn fat on your body. This is something that irks us to no end. You've tried every diet, you've tried every new exercise program, and you're getting older, obviously. Maybe you're not getting older, and you feel like you're just holding on to stubborn fat. Why? Why? You're going to see a million other videos about weight loss and what to do and what to eat and blah, 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 and all kinds of stuff. But in this video, I'm going to make you think a little bit from a different angle about your life and why you might be holding on to that fat on your body, okay? So number one, before I get into number one, actually, what I'm going to do is give you perspective from ancient traditions, Daoist traditions, the 5-element cycle. So if you're not familiar with the 5 elements, fire, earth, metal, water, wood, these 5 elements exist within us, and there's something that ancient traditions, the ancient Chinese traditions, Taoism, they used to basically explain the transitions of the seasons, but the transitions of us in life according to the seasons, and it's just how we go about living and our experience and why we feel out of balance. So what we want to have is all 5 elements in balance at all times in our bodies for optimal health. But things get out of balance, and that's what I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to focus primarily on the earth element today, because the earth element has to do with digestion, has to do with the stomach, the spleen, has to do with nourishment and fulfilling yourself. Okay, feeling, being grounded and just enjoying life, enjoying the fruits of life. And often when we can't lose weight or we're holding on to something, to fat, there's something we're not nourishing within ourselves. And you may have heard this before, but I'm going to talk about it from a different angle today. So the first thing is that, you know, we may be protecting ourselves or repressing something within ourselves. So when an element gets out of balance, it means that there's something that is out of balance within us, emotionally usually. So this can mean, okay, first of all, fat buffers pain, okay? And it's a protective mechanism. So you have to ask yourself, what are you protecting yourself from? And this can stem back to something from when you were a child, before you even knew how to verbally communicate. It can stem back from a long ways. And the other question is, what are you repressing? Why are you not feeling fulfilled or comfortable in your body? So, you know, another thing I want to get to is number 2, is that a lot of people are not living in alignment to who they really are or their body type. So I'm sure you've heard of different body types, right? Some people are more pear-shaped, apple-shaped. So this goes along with our elements too. So each element, we are primarily, we have all the elements within us, right? But we are primarily 1 or 2 is dominant within us. And it's like our constitutional element. So when we're born, we're a certain way. It's the same thing with, if you've heard of, you know, we're designed by, have a specific design by the cosmos and our genetics and ancestry and all kinds of stuff. We're all very, very different. Therefore, our bodies are going to be very different, and the adaptability in life. So when we do these cookie cutter diets and fitness programs and we're all trying to lose weight, basically what we're trying to be in this one element that's like work hard and lose weight and starve ourselves, and you know, it leads to disordered eating patterns. But that may not be who you are. And I'm not saying that you need to be fat, you need to be overweight, no. But some people are more designed by nature to be a little larger, to have a little more, especially if you're more the earth element type who has big bones or big wrists or big ankles, a larger chin, It means that you're probably designed to have a little more because this is who you are and this is your constitution. So when you're always fighting that, you're going to find it hard to lose the fat. You're going to find it hard to lose weight because your body doesn't want to. You're going against the grain. You're going against your body. Again, this is not telling you, oh, you just need to suck it up and just be overweight for the rest of your life. No, but the more you overwork yourself and try to be super, super skinny like some other types, your body is not going to be happy and you're going to be very out of balance to who you are. So you have to pay attention to your body, what it's craving, what it likes, you know, because you get energy, you get chi from eating food. So number 3 is your relationship to food, right? So if you have a poor relationship to food, and this can stem back to when we're kids, right? When what our parents maybe taught us or how to eat, or maybe even when our mother didn't feed us enough as a baby, or didn't know how to nourish us enough or something like that. Not to blame your mother, but it can stem from stuff like that, okay? If you feel like you didn't get enough food or you're always crying as a kid, this can translate later into life. And it can affect us and it can cause, again, disordered eating patterns. So you have to think back to, okay, right now I don't feel like I have a really bad relationship with food. Well, why? Where is that coming from? It didn't just happen overnight. It's coming from somewhere within you, from your past primarily. All right, number 4 is that, remember when I said the earth element, the stomach, it has to do with the stomach and the spleen, it has to do with digestion, right? So not only digesting food, but digesting thoughts. So we may be, and this might sound a little out there, but you may be holding on to fat because you're having trouble digesting ideas or ideals. You may be very rigid in your thinking. You may feel like you're exhibiting control at all times. And this can lead to problems with digestion. Holding on to fat, protecting yourself, all right? And then the next thing that I wanted to get into is that, yes, you may be having actual physical trouble digesting something. So this is the thing, with the 5 elements, you want to balance not only elements, but the foods and the flavors in your diet. Variety is key. So when you're eating the same thing, and this happens a lot on diets, we eat the you know, cookie cutter diet or something, saying, okay, eat this every single day and be very structured. Again, it goes back to that control thing, which is, you know, if that's not your element type is, you know, is primarily the wood and the metals, who are all about controlling, right? Wood has the drive to, you know, it has the will and the drive to restrain yourself from eating, and then metal, it just has this control with like our ideals and stuff that we grew up just believing, you know, and we're very like, we feel like we need to just grip onto that and control it, and we get very self-critical with ourselves. So all about control on that end. But earth is about enjoyment, fulfilling, it's about slowing down, it's about being grounded. So if you're eating foods and you're not enjoying what you're eating, that's going to affect your digestion, because emotionally and physically we are very tied. If you're not digesting ideas properly, you're not letting go, you're not allowing you know, yourself the space to disassociate with control in your life, then this is going to be an issue too, because what happens when you're trying to control everything? You get frustrated, right? What does that do physically? It tenses you up. So think about your digestion. It's going to tense up the digestive flow in your body. The other thing, you know, if you're eating too many hot foods and too many cold foods, that can affect you too. So you have to pay attention to not only eating a variety of colors and flavors, but also the temperature. If it's wintertime and you're eating all cold foods and you are just in general a cold person, your body is not going to be happy. Your digestion is not going to be happy. It's going to be hard to digest because your body has to warm that food up before it can do anything. It has to, you know, stop everything else and really try to digest. It takes, what did I hear, 35% of your body's energy to digest food. So think about that. Think about that. So pay attention to that, what your body needs, what your body is craving. Don't deny yourself. I am a big believer in not deprivation. I've been there, a lot of people have been there. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't fulfill that earth element within you, again, tied to digestion, stomach, spleen, anything. When we're holding on to fat, when we're gaining weight, we're trying to ground ourselves. And this is going to tie back into the part I said about not living in line to who you really are, your body type, your element type, going against the grain of your life, right? Again, it goes back to that control thing. I want to fit into society's mold of looking a certain way and acting a certain way and doing certain things. So it creates something called a false earth. So what it means is that we're trying to falsely ground ourselves by eating foods. And what that means is that the spirit is not in our body. We're trying to bring the spirit back into our body. So this is going to tie nicely to my last and final reason why you may be holding on to fat, is that your heart is either tired or it's being overprotective. So again, it goes back to nourishment in your body. So from the 5-element cycle, so it's a circular cycle, okay? You have fire, which is the most yang, the relationship to earth is that fire is the mother of earth. It supports earth. So if you have a deficient heart, you're not nourishing your heart, you're not nourishing your spirit, then your earth is going to get out of balance. Or if your heart is overprotective, it's like the overprotective mother, right? Maybe it happened from something, it's from something that happened in your childhood, where it could be a trauma, it could be a sexual trauma, it could be anything that was an emotional time for you when you were little or whenever, when you were, just a baby even. It could close off your heart and transfer over. And again, make the earth element out of balance, okay? So I just wanted to bring to light some things that make you think a little bit. A good rule of thumb is, natural fat gain is supposed to be soft and squishy and comfortable. When it feels hard and uncomfortable to you, then that's probably meaning that you're not supposed to be gaining that weight. You're probably not in that body type. If you feel comfortable and you feel, people like hugging you because you're comfortable, right? You feel like a big squishy teddy bear, then you may be more the type who needs a little bit extra. And that's not good or bad. Again, it goes back to the society's ideals and our feeling that we need to control or we need to look a certain way. If you're supposed to be who you're supposed to be, then you should live that way, because that's going to make your spirit the happiest. You're going to live the more optimal health, right? The ancient Chinese believed that we should have a little extra, weight on us in case of times of famine or should anything happen. Not that that's going to happen here now, but that's what they believe. For optimal health, you should have an extra store available, because if you don't and something should happen, then you're not going to be in optimal health and it's going to affect you. So just bringing to light some things. If you enjoyed this, please let me know. If you have any questions, please contact me, leave a comment below. My new book is out, 12-Step Guide for the Self-Help Book Addict. I'll put a link to that below, and put out new videos every single week. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the little bell or whatever it is. And I will see you on the next video. So have a good one and peace.